I know I'm late to the party, okay? I know I'm a little late, probably a little more than late, because the next chapter is supposed to come out by like tomorrow or the day after. But I'm late. Nevertheless, my gosh, bro, there's a lot of controversy with the latest One Piece chapter, the end of the fight between Luffy and Katakuri, and a lot of other stuff that's going on in between, behind the scenes, Brule, you know, the whole Big Mom family, what they're plotting on, what the Straw Hats are up to, Capone and his people, a lot of different things, Sanji, you know, Oven, everybody is just really getting ready to do whatever their next move is going to be, whatever it may be. Again, it could be something as, you know, they're trying to get Luffy, or they're trying to survive. Everyone's going through something, though, right now in this chapter of One Piece. But honestly, bro, like, I know there's some people that are a little bit salty. I don't ever understand completely when people are like, yo, why didn't the villain win? Bro, how many times does the villain actually win? Now, granted, Oda could have been a little bit creative if he wanted to. Yeah, the villain won, but essentially that isn't really a big deal, because ultimately the hero gained something from it, whether it's a newfound respect or whatever it may be, a new technique, a new outlook on how to do things, and then eventually he surpasses the person that defeated him. Could have gone that route, but in the end, Luffy took the win barely. It was a barely, because you've seen in the middle of the chapter, they both were going at it. All of a sudden, they're both down, and then Luffy gets up, Katakuri gets up, but there was just so much more depth to that. It wasn't just like a, you know, they slugged it out, they did their thing. There was a lot more to it. The art looked pretty. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Oda really drew his ass off with this one, because he knew it was a big deal. How many people have been dying to see what the outcome is going to be of Monkey D. Luffy and Katakuri from, you know, the Big Mom Pirates. Everybody been hype as hell, so of course they definitely, and Oda especially, put their best foot forward and made an incredibly looking fight with this chapter. One Piece and the previous chapters, of course, everything that was connected to this fight, you know, the Luffy versus Katakuri stuff was looking on point. Now, let's talk about a couple of things, because I took down some notes, in particular of some lines that were said that is going to be huge to the One Piece story, and I guess the center focus of this discussion / review of the latest events in One Piece, because something Katakuri said, a lot of people were like, whoa. A lot of people were like, what does he mean by that? Is he meaning it in a literal sense? Is he meaning it in a figurative sense? Because Katakuri has a newfound respect for Luffy, because Katakuri said something along the lines of, he asked Luffy, will you come for Big Mom one day? And of course, you know, Luffy, he talks his talk, he talks his shit. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. You wildin', bro, yeah. And then it's the line that followed that really got me wondering, because Katakuri, he's been known, you know, he has that hockey to see a little bit into the future. It's never been shown that he can do distant dives, right? It's never been shown that he can see 10 years, 20 years into the future, whatever, but he's been able to see a little bit. So honestly, when I'm looking at it, I'm kind of thinking of it in a more figurative sense. I think after this fight, Katakuri gained a newfound respect for Luffy and was like, you know what? If you're able to beat me, you're seeing the future. You are going to be the king of the pirates. You know what I'm saying? You're on your way there. Do your thing. I think that's where Katakuri was coming from when he said that. I don't think he actually seen the future and Luffy as Pirate King. Then again, there's a lot of people that are screaming back and forth. There's so much controversy again with this chapter, the end of the fight of Luffy versus Katakuri. I honestly think this is one of the very few times in One Piece where I've seen an outrage from the fandom that they wanted the antagonist to actually beat Luffy. I was like, damn! There is some legitimate concerns, to be honest with you. You know, I like to look at every side of the spectrum. I don't like to play favoritisms. If there's something that people are genuinely concerned about or didn't particularly like, I'm going to look and see exactly what the complaints are. A big complaint everybody is saying is that Katakuri injured himself, which took credibility away from the fight and away from Luffy's victory, because remember, he like stabbed himself or some shit. He went crazy because his family was, you know, doing things to Luffy in the fight and cheating, so he wanted to even the score. So people are like, how is Luffy going to take that win and be like, yeah, you know, I got it, when Katakuri injured himself? But then again, Katakuri did that to even the field, because Luffy was being unfairly treated in the fight. So in a way, you can't really count that against Luffy when Luffy was being cheated as well. This is supposed to be one-on-one, not the Straw Hats against Big Mom Pirates. It's Luffy versus Katakuri. His family was cheating against Luffy. He evened it out. So I'm not going to use that against Luffy, you know what I'm saying, when at the end of the day, he was cheated too. So that's something I'm going to take away from the table and the discussion against Luffy. You just can't do it when Luffy was cheated as well. Another big thing people are saying is at the end of the day, Luffy winning the fight, we didn't really get to see him actually throw hands on Katakuri like that. People wanted to see Luffy slamming Katakuri around, and it's just kind of been a little bit here or there. I can agree with that. I can actually agree to a certain degree with that complaint. I wish we seen more. I wanted to see Luffy slamming this motherfucker around. I wanted to see more of that Snake Man transformation. So I'm definitely with people regarding that. I don't think that it diminishes the awesomeness and the depth of what they were trying to tell. I think One Piece, one of the things people say is that the fights in One Piece are its weakness, right? People say that, but I think that Oda makes up for it with giving something of value afterwards. That line from Katakuri, like, about, you know, Luffy seeing the future, essentially, was a very big deal. I take that line, I'm like, okay, we didn't get to see Luffy knocking Katakuri as much as we wanted to, but we got something incredible in terms of the grand scheme of the story, and One Piece's story is the rich thing that we all love. So, again, that's my stance on the whole thing. For the most part, there are some problems. I wish Oda would have addressed more. I think the anime will be able to put more into this and, you know, kind of add filler aspects, but if you're adding more to the fight, I'll take filler shit like that. So definitely the anime can do some things and take some liberties and give more to the fight, but overall, I'm satisfied, and I honestly thought the depth of it, the lines that were said and passed back and forth, was great. Luffy finally reached that level where, again, he still has to go back against Big Mom one day, you know what I'm saying? So as of right now, this is where he stands. I really rocked with it. I thought that was a great conclusion to the chapter, or to the fight for that matter. Would have liked more Luffy action, absolutely. I would have liked to see Luffy really kick some ass and all the new moves and stuff like that, but for what it's worth, I thought it was pretty dope, and I'm satisfied, absolutely. I'm not through the moon like 11 out of 10, but I'm a solid 8.5 to a 9 out of 10, which is still really freaking good, especially considering the fact that this fight has been awesome. Honestly, Whole Cake Island, hands down, best arc and best fights in the entirety of the time skip period. Since, you know, we went the 2 years, 1 day, or 2 years, 3 days, whatever it was, the time skip, we definitely had an incredible amount of time, and this arc right here really took it. Fishman Island didn't have it, Punk Hazard didn't have it, Dressrosa didn't have it quite like Whole Cake Island. So that fight, honestly, the way, the conclusion and everything really got me. I'm like, yo, thinking about Raja, and even Raja was mentioned a couple times. I believe it was Big News Morgan that was like, yo, even if Raja came through there, he's getting body, he ain't making it out. So you see a lot of the characters, and honestly, some people would argue that there was too much of that. We wanted more of Luffy and Katakuri, less of that. Honestly, that's what I've been saying throughout a lot of this arc, but it does do good things to set up, because again, the fight is over now. Everybody's looking at where they're going to attack from, where they're going to escape from, what they're going to do next. So you gotta have those things in the wings to move forward with the story and where we're going to next. Obviously, we have the goal, 1 a.m., Kakao Island, and we have Peckham's there to, you know, save Luffy and stuff like that. So it did feel a little bit convenient as well. I would argue that too, of, you know, Peckham's coming through. Hopefully Pedro stays dead. Fingers crossed. Honestly, that was done very nicely. I would hate for them to pull Pell and, you know, unravel all that stuff that was done. So we'll hope on that. But honestly, again, let's move on to other aspects of the chapter. The Sanji and Pudding stuff. I've been following this arc very closely, obviously, since it started in the manga, right? You know, I've been reviewing One Piece for a long time. And just seeing how everything unraveled, from how much we hated Pudding. We liked her at first, hated her, liked her. It was a roller coaster ride. Now, I want to ask you guys, a lot of you guys' opinions and theories on what's going to go down, and, or shall I say, what went down with the whole Pudding situation and Sanji. Do you think Pudding, like, you know, kissed him? Do you think she told him don't smoke no more, that's why she took the cigarette? Did she erase some of his memories, or did all of the above? I think that there's some possibilities for her to have done things to make Sanji forget some of the pain he went through, although I don't think you should ever forget the pain. That makes you who you are and makes you stronger. So probably did something in a sense to make something a little bit easier for Sanji without affecting him in a major way. I'm really curious to find out what it was. But aside from that, again, other parts of the chapter, you got Oven waiting in the wings for Luffy, and the whole Big Mom Pirates essentially waiting to body him, and then of course the Straw Hats trying to get to Kakao Island. A lot of cool things on the side. I do wish that they would have focused more on Luffy versus Katakuri, and that's what I think is the problem of why people aren't blown away by all of this. I think you take away 3 or 4 of those pages from where we're seeing, like, you know, everybody and what they're up to and where they're at right now, and you add more to, you know, Luffy doing techniques and stuff like that, bam, it would have resolved a lot of the issues people have. But it's still, it's damn good. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that chapter was a roller coaster ride, especially, you know, we got different aspects. We have an incredible fight with depth to it. Then on top of that, we have shit going on with Sanji, and we know everything about him and Pudding and shit. It really just, the chapter did a lot of good things for everybody around moving forward. So definitely, I want to say the chapter was a solid 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. there are a lot of complaints people have. Some of them are unjustified. Some of them I explained. Some of them, okay, I get it. Yeah, totally. So, kind of curious what you guys think about a lot of this, though. First of all, how do you feel about the outcome of the Luffy versus Katakuri fight? Do you agree with how Luffy won? Were you mad that there wasn't enough fight? Also, what do you think about moving forward? What's going to happen with Peckham's and Luffy jumping out of the mirror? You think Oven and them are going to get him? It's going to be a big war. This is going to be Sanji's time to fight, take out Oven, and then they escape. And your overall thoughts of everything. Honestly, it seems as though this was the climax to the Whole Cake Island arc with Luffy versus Katakuri's finale. I really enjoyed it. I thought it really had a lot of emotion, and again, the references to Roger and everything. It takes things like, again, this was a fight, and makes it a lot more than, oh, there's two guys throwing hands. Oh, this goes into the story. I love and appreciate that when Oda does it. So, again, 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. But that is all I have for this one, talking about everything again. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy! Bow! Have an awesome day.